Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 6, 2025. It is 3:22 a.m. Oh, today is Archie's birthday. He's what, 6, I think? Happy birthday to him. I don't think I have much tweets regarding his birthday, but I think there's one that made reference to it. But probably in tomorrow's video, I will have tweets regarding his birthday. So the last tweet that I have here making reference to him. But we're gonna focus on I guess some stuff that happened in the UK. So that's what the squad were talking about. I wasn't really too much on Twitter yesterday, so I just took a few minutes after I finished edit my last video to grab some tweets, and I see the majority of them were making reference to the court, Charles, and I think some stuff happened on the balcony. So I grabbed a couple of them. Now, yeah, I haven't done a lot of thumbnails for some of my videos. I've been so lazy of create thumbnails. I have those moments. There are times I just feel like recording, so I will just record. There are times I don't feel like making thumbnails. I'm at that time right now. So before I get tired, so let me record what I have here to get the video started. So let's go on Twitter. I just posted this on my community board because a couple days ago I posted this making reference to him. I don't know, the tabloid said something about him receiving Netflix sent a cease-and-desist thing to him, but now they're saying that Netflix is denying it. So I posted that on my community board to let you know, it's dangerous. The tabloid is very dangerous when it comes to false information. Let's say, for instance, whatever I posted a couple days ago regarding him receiving the cease and desist letter. What if it was something that it was information to direct you someplace when in fact it was completely false, and once you get there it's something that was dangerous? I mean, it is very dangerous. I don't know, and it seems like many people are not getting it, and we are, each time we get close to being a decent society, and then something comes in and snatch that away, go back to evil way. So that's that. He wasn't on my list, but since it's on the screen, I thought I'd share it with you. I guess it will be the first one anyway. So I ended up putting it on the list. But this is what I have as my first tweet. Okay, so this was one of the things that the squad were talking about. They really have to attach Harry's name to everything. They're trying too hard. Okay, so this is the Mirror. It sent a subtle message. King Charles sends timely message to Harry with palace balcony power move. I don't follow these things, but you could feel the difference between now and when the Queen was alive. Look at what's this? The youngest son. He's not playing with them. He's the only one who's not waving. Let's see what some people are saying. What power move? What did they do differently this time? Wave with their asses. There's the laugh here. Unless the power move was a drunk consort. There's that. Looking down on their subjects apparently. Okay, anniversaries. And according to body language expert Judy James, the balcony appearance symbolized the royals' resilience. She told the Mirror, royal balcony moment always show the firm at their highest status best, standing in a position of ultimate power as a strong family unit while looking down on the mass crowd of their subjects, all cheering widely to show their support. So the symbolism of this appearance could hardly have been more timely, given the latest verbal pelting to have come from Montecito. This confidence stoic appearance suggests high level of the kind of resilience of the royal family are always known for. Alright, whatever they put in their head. Okay. But ultimate power over what? The day was about veteran, not how powerful this lot think they are. The wording should have been, they felt humble. So true. But guess what? They have a vision. They don't care what you think. They focus on it. Alright, I've always said that. They don't care. Okay, so why do they feel the need to mention him then? That's another thing. This one is someone that I blocked. That's an ad. She tagged Mirror. And just what Palace balcony power move might that be? They were all nice to each other as they looked down on their subjects. What power move? It's the same tired spectacle from the Windsor's hollow gesture vibe in a royal pageantry. Nothing of real substance is ever offered. Nothing meaningful is done to truly serve the public or earn the trust of those they claim to represent. It's hard to feel anything but disdain for a group so entrenched and privileged yet so detached from purpose. A dynasty more concerned with survival than service. This is a thing I used to say when I started looking more into the royal family. It's like every day they get up, they have to defend, and at the same time, they're poking the bear. Okay? But are they really enjoying the life that they have here? I mean, yes, money's coming in, they're doing very little, but when you grew up in something like this, you don't know any different. I don't even think they really know how privileged they are to actually just sit back and enjoy. But whatever, let me read what's there and then move on. Yeah, it smelled desperation. The media is just disgusting. This appearance had absolutely no message to Harry. It was a national celebration. Whatever they put in their head, they're satisfied with it. Okay? They're in their little bubble. But because someone else is happy, Harry and Meghan with their little family are happy, they have to keep on booking. It's like kindergarten, childish nonsense that these people are doing. Next tweet. Yeah, King Charles is apparently complaining to his media buddies that he doesn't like the Sussex squad, and members of the public pointing out that his cool and petty action show that he doesn't care about Harry or Harry's kids. He wanted to do his thing just like he did with Princess Diana.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against him?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife to the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
Where his minions, okay, his friends, or he has so many friends who are so incredible, make his life so easier, whatever he said in that video.
I mean, all I can say is that I mean, there is no truth in so much of this speculation. And Mrs. Barker-Bowles is a great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
He wanted to continue the same way, continue to do evil, cruel things to other people, while his friends are shielding him.
In October 1996, Princess Diana flew to Italy to be given a medal for her contribution to humanitarian work, especially in the field of public health. When she had attempted to withdraw from public life back in 1993, she had insisted on her Scotland Yard bodyguards being permanently removed, apparently because she was worried that they might be spying on her. But without royal protection, Princess Diana was increasingly being thrown to the lions.
So the squad who could read between the lines and can remove the facade of their full-blown BS, the squad are calling them out on their BS. And they've been pushing at it so hard that we see the whole thing is playing out. And the thing is, I've said in probably 2 or 3 videos since the court case thing, the appeal result came about Harry not getting the security, is that they didn't expect people to see the things that they were doing. While the royal family focus on the tabloid narrative, which is whatever it is that they manufactured. They don't care about what the court says. They focus on the tabloid manufactured BS. Okay? This is their narrative. They're going with it. They don't care what the court says. Meanwhile, Harry, on the other hand, he's focusing on the substance. Whatever happened in court, what was said in court, what was revealed in court, that's what he's focusing on. Okay? It's two different things. And also, I covered this already, where BBC was saying something about the reflection of what the interview they did with Harry. And then the palace sent, I guess, made them include this part of it. Okay, all of these issues, I'm just reading this part here. All of these issues have been examined repeatedly and meticulously by the court with the same conclusion reached on each occasion. And then they failed to not mention, okay, even though they're focusing on what the court stated. And I think there's more to it than see the full result of what the court said. It bits and pieces here. Even though with this statement here, that all these issues have been examined repeatedly and meticulously by the court with the same conclusion reached on each occasion, but they failed to include that there were people who work with the firm, the palace, like for instance, Edward Young, who Charles specifically put him in place to be the Queen's private secretary. And then that same guy is also working on Warwick. And I think there's someone else that worked with the palace that also worked with Warwick. And you know, these people tend to listen to what Charles says. They failed to mention all of this. Okay? But focusing because the result of the court is in favor of the palace. So this is the only thing they going by to back them up, saying, oh, the court reviewed all of this. Meanwhile, the underpinning, the thing they don't say, the thing that was going in the background, okay, that he played a role. And I came across something else. If I find it, I'll put it. Is that there was a comment that I read. Let me see if I find it. It's hard to find, but it was making reference to what the judges said and with the conclusion that they came up with with Harry's appeal case for the security, that something had to, damn, I bookmarked it, but I cannot find it. It was a response under a tweet. It's in one of my videos that I was like, oh, I didn't see it. This is the first time I came across it. But the judges said something making reference to why they didn't give Harry the win for that. There's some sort of a connection with the king. They didn't say it like that, but there was some sort of, as if this is like a family matter or something like that. Okay, let's just leave it as that because I cannot find the thing to sort of mention it. But the whole point here is there were other things that were going in the background. People who work at the palace, who Charles handpicked to be in the position that they are in, and also who were at Warwick, which Harry wasn't aware until his case came about. So Charles was playing a role for the court to come with that particular conclusion. So because the conclusion now everybody knows is in favor of Charles, of the palace, of the firm, so they could say, oh, you could go by the conclusion of the court. Meanwhile, a lot of undermining things that were going in the background. Okay, so let's leave it as that. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the first tweet, well, it wasn't on my list, but since it was on my screen, I decided to talk about it, where I said the media is very dangerous. While they're putting anything out, they don't care if it's true or not, they're just throwing it out there. And it's very dangerous. If it's information to lead someone to somewhere very dangerously that could harm them, they don't care. They just put it out there. Meanwhile, Harry, on the other hand, focusing, and when he says stuff, it's things that were said in court. Okay? So two different things here. The bubble of the institution who focus on the manufactured, crafted narrative. Meanwhile, things that is being said in court, they neglected it. And this is why Harry is fighting back, because if, let's say, in the future, when our great-grandkids are searching, doing research about the royal family, about Harry, Meghan, the kids, the Sussexes, and they're going to get all this full-blown BS of the tabloid. And to get the substance, the true things, the things that we're saying in court, people have to do extra steps. Okay? I don't know how it is in the UK, how to get court transcript or the audio. I don't know if they do that in the UK. But in the US, you could. You could get the transcript. I think the transcript, which one is cheaper? Is it the transcript or the audio? I don't remember. But you could get either one or both. All right, whatever was said in court is recorded. You, let's say after the trial, you go back and said you want to buy it so you could talk about it. So that's an extra step people have to do. But with what was said in the tabloid, at a stroke of your whatever on your keyboard, you get the information. So Harry has to speak his truth. So that way, when some of these things popped up, some of his videos, his transcript, whatever interviews he's done about those topics could come up as well. Okay? That's the way that I see it. Alright, what was this about? Yeah, King Charles apparently complaining to his media buddies. Okay, so did I finish with it? That he doesn't like the Sussex squad, and members of the public pointing out his cruel and petty actions show that he doesn't care about Harry or Harry's kids. And another thing with that, anything that came from Princess Diana, which is Harry and William, he doesn't care. Now, there might be a different dynamic between Charles and William, only because William is heir to the throne. That's pretty much it. He did those kids with Diana for the sake of the firm. And once those kids were born, he was done. Okay? He was done. My job is done. You got the bloodline. I'm done. So he stays with his horse. Okay? And then that was it. And he focused on that only. And then he has people to, black or cover for him. And this is why he doesn't like the squad. Because the squad speak the truth. At least what we are seeing happening. Okay, Charles isn't sorry for what he's done. Only that he's been exposed and caught, and by public opinion, Charles is an evil man rotten to the core. All that fake reputation we have, he and Humila did on the backs of Diana and Harry is gone forever. That family. Okay, oh well, that's a GIF. The squad made it. They were trending. King Charles the cool, good King Harry. Okay, the squad are laughing. A lot of GIF. Oh, someone help me find my give a damn. I misplaced it. The things you read on Twitter. Oh, someone, please help me find my give a damn. I've misplaced it. Okay, oh well, there's that. Well, if he didn't like us talking about it, why is he doing it? Real simple, to not be an ass. Yeah, that's the thing. The moment that they were raised in that kind of a lifestyle, okay, they're walking, even if they're walking to danger, okay, they have people putting out the fire for them right in front. They never experienced any hardship. Never. Maybe this is the first time he's facing this hardship because he crafted, him and his horse, crafted while they are at the throne to not speak about them. I've been saying this for quite some time. While he is the monarch, we should be talking about him, what he did to Princess Diana. But instead, they crafted in a way where we're talking mostly about William and Harry kind of situation. So maybe now, with what happened in court, things are being exposed. He didn't expect that. Okay? Everything's supposed to be all sunny and sunshine for him. Meanwhile, he's going and poking and making other people's life a living hell. Okay? So now that some of the truth are coming out, which he never experienced, especially around Princess Diana, the nonsense he was doing to Princess Diana along with his horse, they shielded him from public opinion, from all of this. So now he probably, the first time he's getting the pushback. All right, well, and this is why I think in one of the videos yesterday, there was a statement that was put out regarding a BBC interview, and then the palace made them say something about, everything have been proven in court, And I said, yeah, because some of the people who work for you, the palace, is also on Ravi, and you were able to influence them to go in that way. But anyway, let's continue. Charles is the King of England and Harry is a Crown Prince of England. It goes without saying that Harry and his family should have top-notch security wherever they go. This should not have been up for discussion. Every well-minded people sees that. But the father is poking, making Harry's life a living. This is why people can't even stand him for the things that he's doing. So if he's doing that to his own son, what did you expect he did to Princess Diana? Yet it is because Charles is a horrible dad, grandpa, and king. There's to comment under that. Harry is not crowned anything. He's a prince due to birth, no more, no less. Okay, that's why he's the prince. Okay, that Charles is the King of England is factually wrong, and to be honest, it's a stupid thing to say. England hasn't been a kingdom since 1707. Okay, but what is he now? The monarch? I don't know. Well, you guys could correct anything that I say here because I'm not from over there. I don't know how these things run. Let's read some more. What? There's the laugh here. What does he expect? He is held to a higher standard, being the monarch. There's the thing here. A supreme head of the nation's religions. C of E. Church of England. Okay, Church of England. Are we not used to the high standard held by his mother, Queen Elizabeth II? What else will we expect of him? This is what I thought when Meghan married into the royal family. I used to think, they have that prestige and they be, those little petty things that I be reading, it's below them. But instead, they're worrying about little childish things. It makes you wonder, what kind of a mindset do these people have? Those little gossip, petty things should be above them, where they should be worrying about bigger things. But no, I don't know. I guess the media, those business people, are worrying about the things that the king should be worrying about, and then they give the king to worry about those little petty things, the childish thing. They do the reverse, and this is why the situation is so crumbling. Someone let Temple Charles know that his hate for Sussex squad is just another medal with penning on our uniform. And unlike Harry's chicken-livered relatives, we've earned our honors. That's for sure. Since I'm not from the UK, I cannot say King Charles II is a bad king. However, as a parent, I can say full chest that any person who goes by that title, who uses that title for little more than a badge of adorn when cameras roll, and doesn't protect his own blood and shit, respectfully. And that is why we shall continue to discuss this. I started a timeline of all this. I'll be adding to it as I have time. Okay, he let Diana die and he will know peace. Okay, all right, whatever these three. Okay, after this, that's it. I know that's why I'm trolling him non-stop. Problem: the internet creates a larger, more engaged community than they experienced back in the day, and it's also preserved evidence. Mix those two factors and le voila. Isn't that the truth? A crewman through and through. Chucky is okay with treating our play cousin Harry like crap. He just doesn't want to be called out for it. Sorry, not sorry, Chucky. This is what I'm saying. He wants his minion to cover for him, shield him, and say nice thing about him all the time. Meanwhile, he's influenced other people to do bad things to people he doesn't like, including his own son. He doesn't. His own actions have proved that it's his friends that are in the media attacking the Sussex family almost daily. They will do that without his permission. It's him that removed their home and lie about FaceTime calls with Archie and Lily, and will carry on being called out. Okay, so let's move on. Next tweet. Oh my God. It's already 20-something minutes. And I have so much to share. Okay, there's that. I guess the never complain, never explain mantra died with Queen Elizabeth II. There is a reason why that old lady never stepped down for him. She is complicit. Each time when they talk about the Queen with all of that, I have to go about the saying where it started since her father died. Okay, Queen Elizabeth II's father died. And then things start happening. They send her overseas to travel, and then Charles stays back, and they were molding Charles to be what he is now. For some reason, this is what I believe. Okay, it's not written anywhere. I'm going based on evidence that were said, different little topics here and there. I sort of plug it in to come with this conclusion. Okay, where the Queen is the most traveled queen, monarch, I guess, in the UK. While there was a newborn, a toddler, which was Charles at that time, being left behind. So who was raising Charles? Who was going to be king? Now he is king. We see how he is. Okay, they train him. The people that were raising him trained him to have that mindset. And then where things were popping up that should be corrected, for instance, Philip was trying to correct them, and the firm made Philip feel small because Philip did not have a strong family background. Although he did at one point, but after Greece abolished the monarchy and they went into exile, the strong background was no longer there. So Philip did not have a backing, so they cut his wings. Every time he probably was trying to correct his kid, Charles, the firm was like, no. And they didn't even call him king, even though he was king. And because he married the Queen, but they switch the narrative, they switch the rules to fit their narrative, the same way they're switching the rules for Harry, who is a blood prince of the United Kingdom. Look at about the security and stuff. But for Prince Philip, they didn't call him king. They feel like the king is the highest of things, and that will sort of put him above the Queen, even though the Queen will still be the one who will have the say of things. But they switch it. They call him something. What did they call him? Prince Philip, I think. What was his title? Even though he had so many titles, he would have been king of, I think, 2 countries. Just look at the screen. I don't remember. Greece was one and another one. Okay, but because they abolished the monarchy in Greece and things were disarray, his family were spreaded. His sisters married some Nazis in Germany and all of that. So they cut his wing. He didn't have that strong background to enforce his own parenting rules on Charles. The one that he did was sending him to the school that he went to because he felt like he had that strong education to be tough or whatever he felt, the school that he went. And Charles did not like it. But anyway, so much to say about that. And the firm did not allow Prince Philip to be the kind of father he should have been for Charles, because the firm wanted Charles to be what he is now. That way, those other people around who had investment in other countries, look how they doing going around the world. Even in America, there's that connection with the same group. Oh my God, so much to say. Okay, yes, obviously she held on as long as she could because she knew the nature of her son. I actually believe she and her husband planned to keep him away from that throne for reason we can see. And the role of Queen Camilla, oh, let's not forget, look at that freaking Camilla, supposed to be a queen consort. All of a sudden, once the queen died, they removed the consort. That's another thing in comparison to Prince Philip, okay? So those same groups are in control of the narrative or how the rules imply. Alright, I actually believe she and her husband planned to keep him away from that throne for reasons we can now see. And the role of Queen Camilla and all this should not be ignored. We should remember when Diana confronted her about her relationship with Prince Charles, she responded to Diana, quote, "You shouldn't be complaining at all. You have so much already," or some such things. I think I have this somewhere where she said something, "You have two beautiful children, da da da." If I find it, I'll put it.
I walk into the house and stick my hand out to Camilla for the first time and think, phew, got over that. We were all upstairs and I was chatting away and I suddenly noticed that there was no Camilla, no Charles upstairs. So this disturbs me. So I make my way to go downstairs again. I know what I'm going to confront myself with. Try and stop me from going downstairs. Then I don't go down there. I'm just going to find my husband. I go downstairs and there's a very happy little threesome going on downstairs. Camilla, Charles and some other man who I didn't know, chatting away. So I thought, right, this is your moment. So I went and sat down, joined in the conversation as though we were best friends. And I said, Camilla, I'd love to have a word with you if possible. And she looked really uncomfortable, put her head down. She said, oh yes, right. And I said to the two men, okay boys, I'll just have a quick word with Camilla and I'll be up in a minute. And they shot upstairs like chickens with no heads. And I could feel upstairs all hell breaking loose. What was she going to do? So I said, Camilla, you'd like to sit down. So we sat down and I was terrified of her. And I said, Camilla, I'd just like you to know that I know exactly what's going on. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, I know what's going on between you and Charles. And I just want you to know that. And she said to me, very interesting, she said to me, you've got everything you've ever wanted. All the men in the world fall in love with you. You've got two beautiful children, what more would you want? And I didn't believe what she said anyway. So I said, I want my husband. And she said, well, and she looked down the whole time. I said to Camilla, I'm sorry I'm in the way. I obviously am in the way. And it must be hell for both of you. But I didn't know what's going on, don't you? No, I can do it. In the car on the way back, my husband was over me like a bad rash. I cried like I've never cried before. It was anger. It was 7 years of pent-up anger coming out. Cried. I didn't sleep that night. And the next morning I woke up.
And we must remember Camilla was a friend to Diana in the early years of her marriage to Charles. Camilla was the one who chose Princess Diana for Charles because they felt like, or she felt like, this is someone who's innocent they could control. But little did they know, there was so much fighting on Princess Diana. Okay, I don't know how much more evil one can get. Alright, the whole lot of them. William is a complete disappointment because he was older and witnessed with firsthand what his mother went through. I've said that too. Yeah. Queen Elizabeth II staff spent days after Elizabeth's birth complaining about a baby's name though. She was better at hiding her involvement. Queen Elizabeth II tried so hard to hold on because she knew that ultimately duty and service did not come above all for Charles. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. The way he made everybody believe he was desperate for a relationship with his American grandchildren, knowing those babies could not step foot safely in the UK without an invitation as well. Yeah, they're talking about the appeal case. Prior to that, the tabloid, his minion, the narrative that they were going with, okay, that it's almost like that video that I did. It has been done before where they were trying to lure them in, send them into the UK so they could have whatever it is that they want. For the kids, I think, because from my understanding, the monarch has possession of the grandkids. So they were trying to bring the kids in. Even though Charles don't give a damn, but you know the media, they're the one who's pretty much guiding and telling the other Charles what to do. So they wanted Harry to bring the kids in and then they will tell Charles, keep the kids. Okay, whatever Charles said, that's what goes. Keep the kids, don't let them fly back to America. So that way they could say all those BS about the kids. So Harry, who's a very smart man, and with what Meghan went through, I don't think she would let them leave her sight. So they were trying to lure them back in, especially the kids. Alright? So every time Harry flies over there, he goes without them. So all those headlines we were seeing was to somewhat lure them. I mean, Harry born over there. Okay? He was born into the institution. He knows the ins and outs. So he knew what they were trying to do. And if he knows the rules about the monarch have custody of the grandkids, so he probably was trying not to bring the kids over there. If the queen, on the other hand, the queen was the great-grandparents, okay? They never said about the great-grandparents, only the grandkids. So Charles is the father of Harry, and he is the grandfather of the kids. So Charles would have had custody of the kids, according to what I've learned, the rules over there. Okay, we better not see another Christmas at St. Jerome or summer at Balmoral article dragging Harry and Meghan for, quote, keep the kids away, end quote. In fact, they are owed an apology for this false narrative that has been allowed to play out by the royal family. Okay, attacking Prince Harry from every angle while simultaneously blaming him for their own offenses. That's what I'm saying. Everything that they did, I didn't say it in this video, everything that is happening with Harry and Meghan, the royal family started it, created it, running with it non-stop. It is all them who started it, the royal family. Alright, they are owed an apology for this false narrative that has been allowed to play out by the royal family. Okay, attacking Prince Harry from every angle while simultaneously blaming him for their own offenses. After all the retaliatory measures, stripping of honorary military title, patronages, and eviction from Frogmore, they is up, they are rabid. Okay, so that's her who posted that back in 2022. So they're just going to collude and thwart any effort for him to return to UK while blaming him for not returning. Have I got the ridiculous circulatory right? I'd be interested in who is behind the obstruction. So that was back in 2023. Oh, she responded back in 22. Some people responded back in 2023. Right. All path lead back to the Tufton Street. They don't want him back because they can control him, thanks to Meghan. They and Camilla have complete control of Charles and William. Okay, so people are saying that. Andrew too, but he's out of creed. Not sure about Edward though. Okay, yep, so true. Oh, come on. Don't be a coy now. You know who they are. Their initials are William and Kate, and they live in KP. Sick part about this is they refuse to allow him to pay for his own police protection, then turn around and leak the false narrative to the tabloid. Yeah, that's the thing. Everything starts with the royal family. Wow, you called it years ago. Okay, this is actually, I mean, many of these things are not like hard to figure out. Everything is playing out. If you pay attention to the right information, everything is playing out. They will think that you have a crystal ball in front of you when everything is playing out right in front of you. All right, this is actually why I'm sometimes not happy with the silence. Those folks in the UK say all sort of shit that we know it's not true. Okay, a duplicitous bunch through and through. Bet they cackle when they saw all the columns the mafia media pals wrote saying he longed to see the grandkids and hope they will visit soon, all the while knowing it was all BS. Disgusting. Yep. And sometimes I think, I hate to say that, which is something I've said in the past. They said their BS to the tabloid. They spoon-fed their BS to the tabloid. And then when they read it, they believe it themselves. Okay? I hate to say that. It's like they don't have a mind of their own. Oh, let's say they said their BS. The tabloid said the BS about the kids. The royal family wants to see the kids. And then when they read it, oh, are we supposed to see the kids? That would be their response to that. Are we supposed to see the kids? Okay. And then they read another BS. and then they question it again. And sometimes they believe it. They tell them how to think and when to think. And then they thought the same thing will apply to the vast, like the Sussex squad. Whatever nonsense they put out, we're supposed to believe it and take it as face value. Next week. So this was the thing that was being discussed yesterday.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.